Welcome to Coursedog's Standard Meeting Patterns Dashboard. This is where you can manage all of your institution's meeting patterns to ensure that your sections are scheduled appropriately. Now, in order to understand meeting patterns, first we need to look at meeting pattern groups. And that's what each of these cards designates, is one meeting pattern group. In this case, it's labs. So this is a group designed for the meeting patterns for all lab classes. You'll see that meeting pattern groups have default meeting days and default meeting lengths. But as you can see here, they don't necessarily have to meet these defaults. So what this is a group of meeting patterns for labs, which means that any section that is designated as a lab is allowed to select one of these meeting patterns. You'll see that a meeting pattern consists of days, start time, end time, as well as attributes. And attributes determine whether a meeting pattern is prime time or non-prime time, which you can enforce in your rules dashboard. In order to edit a group, you can click Edit Group Info. This is where you can change the defaults, the name, the description, as well as creating filters for which sections are allowed to select these meeting patterns. And like we said, this meeting pattern group is only for section types that contain the word lab. Now let's go ahead and create our own meeting group to show you just how flexible these meeting patterns can be. Now, a lot of institutions want their meeting patterns to correlate directly to the credit hours of their sections. So we're going to call this 1 credit hour sections. And we'll go ahead and say the default meeting length for this is 50 minutes. And we'll say the default meeting day is Monday. Now, in order to enforce this 1 credit hour section rule, we're going to add a field that says where credit hours contains 1. We'll go ahead and add this group. So now that we've created the group, we need to actually create the meeting patterns. And that's as easy as clicking Add Meeting Pattern, selecting a start time and an end time, an attribute, and hitting Save. The final thing to note with meeting patterns is this knob here, which determines whether or not you are enforcing default meeting patterns. And this text below explains it, but essentially what this does is ensures that when schedulers are going in to edit sections, that they are first met with these standard meeting patterns. And if they want to enter a custom time, they have to manually do that. Now, the best way to get familiar with how to use meeting patterns is to dive into the platform and try creating groups and meeting patterns for yourself, and you'll see how easy it is to enforce these meeting patterns across all of your sections. Thanks for watching.